everyone. It's Monday, April 19th. I'm Charles Brown, live from Nashville. I'm your portfolio manager with CB3 Financial. From COVID, U.S. politics, and the world economy to clarity. This is CB3 Live and your Monday market mashup. We're glad you're with us. It's the end of a trading day, and I'm here giving you the highlights of what's happening in the markets. Earnings galore. We started last Wednesday. We just continue to see more great earnings. I'll cover some of these in details on Thursday. And then infrastructure battles. Basically what's happening here is that the Democrats want to push through a $2 trillion plus package, and the Republicans are saying, you know, if this is an infrastructure bill, let's just keep it to actual roads and bridges and railways, and that's about $860 billion, which is still just short of $1 trillion. But obviously that's a pretty wide gap there, and that's what's going on mainly in Washington right now. We'll have more updates on that, of course, on Thursday. If you're new to the program, I would ask you to subscribe to us on YouTube. You can check the little bell there, click the bell, and you'll get updates whenever we go live on Thursday or when we post these videos on Monday. Also, follow me on Twitter. I post every day, sometimes twice a day. And then you can also check us out on Facebook and LinkedIn. Those of you that have been with us know we cover COVID, U.S. policy, and the world economy. A lot of stuff going on right now. Basically, the goal of this program, folks, is to give you financial clarity. I've had one listener say, and we're going to use this as our positioning statement now, we have rarity in clarity on this program. And it's not because I'm such a genius at that, folks, but the real truth is that so many news outlets, financial news outlets, and the overall media news outlets want to scare you with what's happening right now. And they always have. I think it's worse than ever, especially since the election. And we go right to the data and encourage you. My two goals every time I do a broadcast here is how can I encourage you to be more financially successful, and how can I just encourage you that what you're hearing is truthful and to your best interest. I'm an actual portfolio manager. We manage our own in-house family office, and we have clients who trade our methodologies. That's what we do. That's how we do it. We cover these topics, as I just mentioned to you, what's going on with COVID, what's going on with U.S. policy, and the world economy. So today, stocks retreated from all-time highs. So last week, we were at lifetime highs in the Dow and the S&P and then the NASDAQ. The Russell also doing quite well. The losses were spread today over 10 of the 11 sectors. And actually, the market closed up in just the last 15 minutes of the market. Didn't close up on the day, but moved away from the lows of the day. And part of that is because news came out today that half of the adults in the U.S. have received at least one COVID-19 shot. Now, the reason we keep covering COVID is because it is such an indicator of consumer sentiment and consumer optimism. If consumers are optimistic about their future and feeling like we're getting closer to this pandemic being behind us, they're going to spend money, and that's a good sign. So almost 130 million Americans 18 or older have received one dose, or about 50.4. There's your half percentage, half of the total U.S. population. So, 32.5% have gotten both doses, but it's moving in the right direction. So we look at U.S. policy, as I said earlier. The main thing on the agenda is the infrastructure bill. I think that you're going to see some compromise here because I don't believe the Democrats have enough votes to force this through. They only have a 50-50 break. It's a majority only because the vice president can cast the tie-breaking vote. But there are at least a couple senators, one from West Virginia, one from Arizona, that could backpedal and not go along with their majority here because they have close political risk in their own state, and they don't want to go against their voters there. So that's what's on the docket. We'll keep up with that and track it on Thursday. And then in the world economy, basically, market looking pretty strong, even with this pullback today. We look at the performance as of today for the year, 13% for the Russell, 11 for the Dow, 10 roughly, 9.9 for the S&P, 7.5 for the NASDAQ. What's the takeaway here? The big takeaway for me is that the Russell, January through February, even in early March, just pulled way away from the other indices. But if you look back at what the chart's saying here, or the data is saying, we're closing in. We're seeing all major asset classes. Obviously, the NASDAQ still, trailing the Russell significantly. But the reality is that we are closing the gap in these major asset classes, and I think that's a major positive. I'm encouraged by that. Remember, in a secular bull market, if you want to see it succeed, you need all four major indices doing well and pulling the overall stock market along with them. I had a question from a viewer this week saying, I'm seeing the market going higher, but my account doesn't always go up just as much as the percentage change in the indices. And that's true. That's a difference between growth and value. And I'm going to explain that more Thursday night. You won't want to miss that because it's really important, especially if you're a client, but even if you're not, to understand the difference of why growth stocks and value stocks don't always move together at the same time. All right. So Crypto Corner, I've been doing this crypto segment now pretty much every episode, whether it's the Monday night or Thursday night show. Bitcoin on a huge roller coaster this weekend. I know I was day trading it in addition to my long-term holdings. Fell as much as 15%. Remember, cryptos trade on the weekend, so they never close. They were trading on Christmas, and if a market's open on Christmas, it's pretty much open anytime. So it's kind of nice because there aren't any huge gaps in the crypto market like there can be in the stock market or commodities. But it's seeing Bitcoin take a dive. Ether took a dive. I'm just looking at my stats here. XRP, many others. Bitcoin came just short of 65,000 and traded down to 52.5. I mean, that's a huge move in days. And this is the reason why I don't recommend this for our clients. We're really interested in this asset class, have a lot more to tell you on Thursday night. But for right now, we're observing and trading it in-house, but not recommending it for any of our clients. So that's our report for tonight, Monday, April 19th. I hope you'll join us on Thursday night, where I'll expand on all these topics and cover more of what happens during the week. We'll plan to see you here live from Nashville on, I guess it'll be Thursday, right? The 22nd. So hope you'll join us. We'll see you guys then. This is Charles Brown, Portfolio Manager with CB3 Financial. From COVID, U.S. politics, and the world economy to clarity. This is CB3 Live and your Monday Market Mashup.